Welcome, my name is Lisa. I'll be taking you through a beginner's class of yoga this morning. Come onto your mat if you're not already and be seated any way that's comfy to you. You can be up on your knees, you can come onto your bottom, legs out in front, or you can come cross-legged. Entirely up to you. Just get into a comfortable position and breathe. Welcome. You have arrived. Sometimes this is the hardest part, just getting to class. Once we are here, we tend to love and enjoy our yoga practice. So congratulations on the effort. Thanks to self. Now it's time to let go, to go onward and inwards, pratayama, withdrawal of the external senses so we can be in the moment. So just making any adjustments or micro adjustments just to settle in. And just a couple of nice cleansing breaths here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Just settling down. Here we can invite the nervous system into a deep state of calm. Welcome to the journey that is yoga. This morning I would like to speak a little bit about the props that we use, just so you know what equipment can be used and is available definitely in my studio and in many around the local area and around the world, of course. Yoga is, it's just a total health science developed in India. Yoga is the oldest system that interlinks mind, body and spirit for complete healing and personal development. Hatha Yoga strongly influences the modern yoga practice all around the world. So when we talk about our props, blocks, super cheap. You can purchase them at Kmart. I think Woolies even have them from time to time. Aldi certainly do them in a package. They come like this, and also they come with a strap in a little yoga package. So the blocks, they help you to find more ease and stillness in your body and in your poses. So often can elevate and assist with, if you can't quite get into a pose, propping up your body, your hands, your legs, your bottom on a prop. It allows the body to slowly increase their flexibility and improve the strength. Helps you to breathe deeper and relax more into the posture, assisting to quiet the mind. So they're great, super inexpensive. Grab yourself some at your local store. So some other things that we can use, blankets. I have one here. This is just a blanket. Often when we go into corpse pose, Shavasana, the body temperature drops super quickly, so we like to rug up and stay warm. So when we're in our resting final pose, this is a great little rug to keep us warm as the body temperature drops down. Also, we can fold the blanket, and if we've got sort of, knobbly knees or just a little bit of discomfort in the body, we can often use the blanket. We can fold it over and make it into more of a cushion. Sometimes we can use them under our bottom just to bring us up into a more elongated spine, which is great. So that's your blankies. Chairs can also assist with the elderly. definitely just a really sturdy chair, something where it's got a back on it so they can hold on to it, sit comfortably. Something without arms is probably the most suitable. I also have a headstand master. Perhaps I'll show that a little bit later in the class. That's getting more into, you know, harder asanas such as headstands, etc. So the other prop we have is a strap. Helps you to true align, gives feedback to the body, imbalances, and it also encourages some experimental sort of experimenting. So they're pretty much the props that we have. We also can use a bolster. Bolsters are just a long covered soft pillow. This is a medium-sized one, probably best size for most women. If you're tall or a little bit extra tall, you could go the large one, also available. This one's from Yoga King, which is in Salisbury. A little bit of a promotion there for the Yoga King. They are pretty good quality. Likewise, the mats. This is a Yoga King mat. This one's a rubber back. It's not my favourite, but it is very durable. It's lasted really well. Also, when it comes to mats, it's a personal preference. So we have the cheaper versions. They are available at Kmart for about $10 or under. They often come in a pack with the blocks and the strap all together. So you can bundle it, and then that way you've sort of got the majority of props that are used in yoga. The bolsters are about $80. So save up and get yourself one if you can afford it, and if you are going to be doing quite a bit of yoga. They're beautiful to use, the bolsters, for just comfort predominantly. However, they can support the body. I love this colour. They come in various colours. Anyway, that's enough about our props, and told you a little bit about the history, and also the benefits of yoga are to improve strength, balance and flexibility. It can also aid with pain relief. It can ease arthritis symptoms. I suffer a little bit. Just the movement creates synovial fluid throughout the body and helps with the movement of your joints. As we get older, we do tend to hold on a lot tighter. It can also help with relaxation, heart health, we sleep better, self-esteem, increases the blood flow in the body, can help with our immune system, and also lowers blood sugar levels. Okay, so tips in yoga. When we talk about the effort, balance, effort, surrender, find the midpoint between effort and effortlessness. Aim for the point of yoga to access your inner bliss. So when you find that sweet spot, you know when you're there, it's bliss. So surrender. Life experience and unexpressed emotions build up like layers and are stored in us in the cellular memory of our bodies. Yoga asanas help release the unconscious holding on. So we talk about holding on to situations and things, people, possessional things. When we allow ourselves to let go, it helps us release. Gives us some freedom and some peace. Can be discovered within when we explore our true self within. Love, peace and joy is what we're all aiming for in life. It sounds so easy. Why is it so hard to attain it? Who knows? Life's a journey. Don't we all know that? So the asanas, when we move into postures with a full flowing breath within your comfort zone, so not pushing yourself too hard, not going too easy, just that nice sweet spot. When pain is felt, lighten or modify. Come out altogether if there's pain. It's my go-to when I'm in a posture and I'm thinking, oh, that's hurting my hip. I will come out of it fully and slowly come back into it. Where attention goes, energy flows. So the mind, body, soul connects. So awareness, focus, and being present. Work with integrity. Observe yourself. Embracing whatever is discovered. So when we're stilling our mind, body, and soul, it's a beautiful space. So whatever comes up for you, really delve into it. Try and discover a little bit more of what that is, the body, the mind, the soul is trying to tell you, and you might come up with some sort of solution. When we're not looking for solutions, we're a part of the problem. So anyway, awareness. So work with integrity. I'm just coming out of this cross-legged pose because I've been there for a few minutes now. Just shaking those legs out. Okay, so work with integrity. Observe yourself, embracing whatever is discovered. It is what it is, just is. Don't attach to it. It'll fall away. Or, as I said, delve into it. So why do we meditate? Meditation's a big component of yoga, and we'll do a little bit of that at the end of our practice. It's a direct link to our higher self, God, Goddess, whatever you believe is your higher power. In the now, studies have shown that meditation can help cure many physical ailments. So meditation's a great practice, whether you do your yoga or you don't. Meditation is proven now to relieve stress, reduce anxiety, the health benefits, a lot of what we discussed earlier in the benefits of yoga. So I'm hoping that you're enjoying the information. As I said earlier, we're not going to be able to digest, we're not going to be able to remember everything from one class. From the knowledge integrated becomes wisdom, as I said earlier. Invitation to set an intention for your practice now. If your mind is blanking, that's perfectly fine. It's just great to have an intention for your class. Perhaps you could choose one of the yogi yamas. Ahimsa, non-violence, includes yourself. Not to push yourself too far, staying within the breath, unrestrained. It's a real conscious thing to do. So we're going to now just sit in a comfortable seated position if you're not already, and we're going to breathe. We're going to invite 3 breaths in through the nose and 3 exhalations out through the mouth. Drop your shoulders and sigh out the day. Closing down your eyes if that's available to you. Using your blanket, if you want to just come forward a little bit, it'll just help you elevate and get that nice alignment through your spine. Couple more breaths here. So inhaling through your nose, trying to take that breath down to the belly. One more. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Big sigh out. Just enjoying that. those 3 breaths, you instantly feel your body releasing some tension, allowing to let go a little bit. So continue with that breath, and we can put one hand on our belly and the other on our heart. And as we take the pranayama, which is the breath, life force, in, we can feel it. So what we're trying to do here is inhale through our nose, feel our chest and our hand come up, and then we want to take that breath down into the lower belly. So exhale all the oxygen at the moment for now, and then inhale. And then exhale from the lower belly first, letting that come in, and then the chest come down, and then out through the nose. Exploring the expansion of the even breath. So count for 4. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feeling the body really relaxing here. Softening, relaxing, releasing, and letting go. Just keep breathing here with me. Closing down your eyes. Exhale. Inhale. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Just continuing that breath there. Just in your own count is perfectly fine. Calm down your nervous system. That's what's happening there. So what we're going to do now is staying in seated position, using a block if you like, removing your blanket if you use one, and just coming up onto that block, just popping it wherever it's comfortable for you. And we're going to just pop our hands. So when our palms are opened up, we are receiving energy from the universe. We want to feel more grounded, if we're feeling flighty and our mind's racing and we're having a hectic morning, can't quite get to the to-do list, palms facing down to get some more grounding down, being a bit more stable. So we're going to work a little bit on our chakras. We're going to work, excuse me while I just get my notes. We're going to start with the root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. The color that represents the base chakra is red. So the base chakra, I hope everyone's heard about chakras. If you haven't, they're little spinning wheels, and we have 7 of them that run through the mid-body. We're going to talk through them each week as we go through our beginners class. As I said earlier, there's going to be a lot of information exchanged. On week 1, I like to get the foundation right, hence me doing the yoga, the root chakra being the red, the base of your spine, your base chakra. It's the foundation of life. It helps us feel grounded. So it's also like our home, where we came from, the sense of security and stability. If I don't know if you've ever been homeless, I was as a child, and it's devastating, so to have security and stability, especially in younger people, it's super important. So we're going to, we'll do a little bit more of that in our meditation, just taking our consciousness to our base chakra. So sitting in a comfortable seated position, we're going to just do some neck rolls. So if you're an office worker or you hold a lot of tension, we also talk about metaphysics in yoga. The metaphysics is when we know there's a problem and the problem is we're just not addressing it and we keep ignoring it, pushing it down, well, it's like a balloon or a ball in a pool. The more you try and push it down, the more it pops up. Push it down, pop up, and so on and so forth. So when the universe sees us ignoring important messages, important issues to sort out, and we ignore, perhaps it could be a bad diet, or it could be a bad relationship, it could be perhaps a bad job, the universe will land it on our body. Often women will have definitely hip issues, which is old emotional pain. Sometimes we can get a shoulder ailment, carrying too much on our shoulders, the weight of the world on our shoulders. Perhaps it could be our neck. Our neck is where our head and our heart connects. It's that part of the anatomy that connects the head and the heart. And if the head's saying one thing, but the heart is like broken, but you're still staying in perhaps a toxic relationship, we'll often get a pinched nerve, or a pain in the neck. So when we have movement in yoga and mindfulness, we therefore move that stale energy, and we can heal the body through the movement and the meditation. So we're all in our seated position, dropping our head, our chin to our chest, and just feel the stretch, the back of the neck. Head back to center, nose to ceiling. Really, really slowly here, dropping the head, feeling that stretch through the back of the neck, coming back to center, nose to ceiling, coming back to center, chin to chest, closing down your eyes here if that's available to you. Super slow, back to center, nose to ceiling, back to center, chin to chest, nose to center. Couple more here. Nose to center, chin to chest. One more like that. Nice and slow, back to center, nose to ceiling, and back to center, chin to chest. Last one here. Breathing through your movements, back to center. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to take our ear to shoulder. Try not to do this. Bring the shoulder up to the ear. We're taking the ear to shoulder, back to center. Nice and gentle. I'm really stiff through that neck. As you can see, my movement is quite limited. Other side, ear to shoulder, come back to center. Beautiful. Nice and slow. Ear to shoulder, back to center. Breathe. Beautiful. Ear to shoulder. You feel that stretch. And take your nose down to the floor, and you'll feel that stretch through the side of the neck. Be really gentle. Back to center. Other side. Ear to shoulder. Nose to floor. Coming back to center. Couple more like that. Breathe. center. One more on each side. Ear to shoulder, nose to floor. Beautiful. One more. Awesome. Okay, so how's that feel? Couple of shoulder rolls back and forth, releasing that neck out if you need to. And now we're just going to take the nose to chest and draw some dinner plates up, down and around, back to center, chin to chest. Breathe. Two more, nice and slow. One more in this direction. Big circles all the way back to center. One breath here, cleansing breath, beautiful. Chin to chest, opposite direction. Big circles. Nice and slow, slow it down. Beautiful, breathe. Last one here. Coming back to center. Beautiful. Just releasing through that neck. If there's any tightness, a couple of shoulder rolls back and forth. Releasing through that upper shoulder area, the back of the neck. A couple of shoulder shrugs. Up and release. Up and release. Beautiful. Now we're just going to do some arm circles, and we will come into a gentle twist. So taking our arms up overhead, following the arms, coming hands into prayer, coming down through the mid-body, following our hands, nice and slow. Bring all the love back into our hearts. Beautiful. Two more. Last one in this direction. Hands to the high heavens. Father sky. Coming down, grounding down through the sit bones into Mother Earth. Beautiful. Bring the hands into prayer. Into thumbs into your heart center. Now we're going to reverse that. So coming up through the mid-body. Closing down your eyes, going within. Breathe. Nice and slow. To the high heavens, stretching up, coming out and around, coming into prayer. Couple more here. Nice and slow. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Hands to prayer. One breath here. Hands to the knees. Palms facing up to receive some fresh energy. 2 cleansing breaths here. Okay, now come with me, taking the block out if you use the block, and moving a blankie. So we're just going to, excuse me, come into hands into prayer, coming up. We're going to take the left hand around and put it behind the buttocks, and then take our right hand over to our left knee and just gently twist. Not too much. And taking our head around if we can. Breathe here. Bring the head back around first, and the right hand and the left. Coming back into prayer. Twists are great. They bring out our internal organs, which is like giving it a good cleanse and a shake up, so we can digest life, our food, our relationships a lot better. So hands back into prayer, coming up through the mid-body, taking our left hand over to our right knee, taking our right hand around, coming up through our sitting bones and twist around. And breathe. On the exhalation, as we inhale and as we exhale, we come a little bit further into our twist. We use the breath to deepen the pose. Bringing our legs straight out, giving them a little shake. Beautiful. Bring some blood flow to them. Awesome. And you can either come back into seated, bring your block, or you can come up onto your knees and sit like that. I prefer to sit on a block, or you can actually, if you have a bolster, they're available here at my studio. So if you want to grab one, hopping up on the bolster, you can have your legs out in front and just roll forward on those sitting bones, or you can sit cross-legged, which I like to do. Beautiful. So we've warmed up the shoulders. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take the right hand up and we're going to slip the left hand behind and see if we can interclasp our hands behind and get that beautiful stretch. See how you go. This is where we can use the strap. So if you can't quite get around, just get into position of the camera here. One side will be better than the other. I'm quite capable of getting my hands clasped together. However, on the other side, I cannot. So on this side, so just being here for a moment, I'll just come back around to the front. So left hand under, right hand up and over, and see if you can interclasp those hands and feel the stretch. We can close down the eyes here and breathe. Great one if we're carrying a little bit of tension through those shoulders. It's a great stretch. Just releasing slowly now. Coming back. Taking our hands out, right thumb up, left thumb down, and then swap them over. We're just releasing through that. A couple more times here. Beautiful. Awesome. Couple of shoulder rolls, back and forth. Now this time we'll go to the other side. So the left hand comes up, the right hand comes around, and like I said, I'm nowhere near, nowhere near getting those hands together. So this is where I would use my strap, and we can just bridge the gap a little bit there. Come up that strap, and just settle into this posture now. Breathe. Just holding it for a couple more breaths here. With practice and the aid of the strap, we would certainly get closer each time we practice. Releasing, letting go of the strap, coming out, right thumb up, left thumb down, and alternate. And that just releases through those shoulders. Beautiful. So just coming now, popping all our props away. We're going to now come into a four-pointed kneel. Just turn my mat the other way so you can see me. Beautiful. So if you've got sore knees, this is where you can always just fold your mat over. So I've got another mat here, so I might just show you with that one. Oops. So we can just fold it over a couple of times if you like, just to get some padding. The other thing you could use here is your blanket, and we just pop our knees onto that. So it's a little bit more comfortable. So coming into a 4-point kneel here. So we want our shoulder, elbow and wrist all tracking in the same direction. We need to splay out our hands. So splay them out, and we're going to just do some cat curls. So rolling up and under, and then rolling out through the spine. Head comes up, coming up into angry cat, and down into happy cow. Beautiful. Coming up, coming down. Feel that flexion through the spine. We can breathe out the breath of fire. So often we, there it is there. So we get a little bit restricted in our throat chakra. That's because we don't speak our mind. We're not speaking our truth perhaps. So we can often get, excuse me. So this is a great one for coming up and then coming down. Just having that movement, and as we come into this position, we can poke out our tongue and do the breath of fire. And that does help clear that throat chakra. So a couple more here. So coming up. As we come up, our head drops down between our arms, and we curve through the back. So we get that flexion through the spine. That's another one. So when we get a lot of lower back pain, also is feeling like metaphysically that we're not feeling supported in our life. So when we do experience lower back pain, check who's your support group, who can you go to, who's supporting you, are you supporting yourself? These are some of the questions that we need to challenge ourselves with to see where we are at with our lives. So as I said, movement helps to alleviate some of these ailments. So now we're just going to move side to side. So we're going to have play with this now on our all fours. Just some movement side to side. We can do some figure eights. So this is where I invite you and your body to do whatever feels organic to you. Hoping that padding under your knees is supportive. You can go side to side. Come back into child's pose. Come up, come back. So just play with this. It is a beginner's class, so I don't want anyone hurting themselves. Keeping those shoulder, elbow and wrist tracking in a straight line. Knees directly under your hips. Beautiful. Side to side. Coming down and around. Down and around. Back the other way if you haven't already. Whatever feels organic to you. Beautiful. So we're going to just explore a couple of other little poses here while we're in this posture. So you can keep your mat there if you feel like you need that extra support, or push it to the side. Surrender pose. So when we're feeling like the whole world, everything's too much, the surrender pose is child's pose. So there's a few variations to it. The one that I love the most is putting my third eye down onto the mat, keeping our bottoms as close to our heels as we can, and then bringing our hands either out in front or down beside you, which is full surrender. Today, my body is telling me just to bring my hands out in front. We can stack our fists, make them into a fist, and stack them and bring our third eye down. Remember, listen to your body. Don't push yourself. This is a beginner's class. We're not expecting you to do, headstands and cartwheels today. So just putting your third eye onto your stacked wrists. So whenever the world or life gets a little bit too much, this is a surrender pose. Breathe. Okay, coming up, raising the head slowly peeling your body up, coming back into four-pointed kneel. So from here, keeping the shoulder, elbow, wrist tracking in one straight line, hips over knees, check your alignment, toes are tucked. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. Now if this is too much for you, just come into a half dog. So just knees off, and if it's available to you, coming into a full downward dog. So coming up, head goes down in between the shoulders, and we're going to walk the dog. Heel, down, heel, slowly. If it's not available, just come down into half dog. So just here, just hover there, or if you can, come up into a full downward facing dog. Beautiful. Knees to floor. Untuck the toes. come back into child's pose. Stacking the wrists, putting the third eye down. Beautiful. Breathe here. We're going to try that again. So, peel yourself up. Hands, elbows, shoulders, all tracking in one line. Hips over knees. Untuck those toes. Coming up into downward facing dog. Walking the dog here. Beautiful. Lifting our head and stepping 1 foot forward if you can. Coming into a lunge and then coming up into a forward fold. That's available. If not, come into a flat back. Bending our knees, coming up. I can't quite get into the frame there. So from here we're going to do a really short sequence as it's a beginner's class. So come to the top of your mat. Turn the mat around. Come to the top of your mat. We're going to stand in Tadasana. So feet hip distance apart, hands by our sides, lifting up through our knees. Belly, Mula Bandha is on, switching on. Shoulders back and down, a slight chin tuck. And it's like we've got a fishing line, just pulling our head up, elongating our whole body. Coming up through the arches of your feet, splaying the hands down beside you. And breathe, closing down your eyes if that's available. Okay, we're going to step to the front of the mat. So swan dive up, hands to the high heavens, swan dive down into a forward fold. We're going to step the right foot back and then we're going to place our hands flat on the floor, bring our left foot back. Knees down, untuck the toes, back into child's pose. Beautiful. Coming up into four-pointed kneel, back into downward dog. Walk the dog. Right foot steps through. If you can do that, bring the left foot in, into a forward fold. Flat back, knees bent, swan diving up. Hands to the high heavens, bringing all the love back into our heart. Hands beside us. Beautiful. Here we go again. Hands up to the high heavens. Swan dive down. Left foot goes back into a low lunge. Coming down. Right foot goes back. Come back into downward dog. Come up into a 4-point kneel. Untuck the toes. Downward facing dog. Look forward, left foot comes forward, bring the right foot up, forward fold, come up into a flat back, bend the knees, and swan dive up. How's everyone feeling? Beautiful. So that's a short sequence because it's a very beginner's class and we've covered quite a bit. We'll do one standing posture, which is tree, which is one of my favorites. So we ground down through the left foot, coming onto the 4 points of our foot. So big toe, stay down through all our toes, little toe, side of the foot and heel, lifting up through the arch. So tree pose, just move this over. Tree pose is, we can come just here, toes just on the floor. We could come to our calf or we could come right up into our groin, knee tracking out to the side, hands come up into prayer. Breathe here. This one is grounding us down like a tree. So from here we can lift our hands up. This is really testing our balance here. And the next variation, the advanced variation, is closing down our eyes. And just let your tree fall out. Beautiful. Awesome. Now we just need to come into the other side. So grounding down through our right foot. Oops. One side's always going to be more balanced than the other. I'll come up here a little bit. So variation, toe on the floor, knee tracking out. You can come to your calf. Never on your knee. It can be quite dangerous. We don't want you doing any injuries here. So bring that foot up into that groin area. As I said, one side is always more balanced to the other. And bring your hands into prayer. Breathe. Variation here is to close down those eyes. Bring the hands up. Whoa, and it's fun. So let your body fall out of it and have some fun with yoga. How are we going for time? Okay, so we've covered a lot of information. We've done a few asanas. I'd like to do a short meditation with you at the end. So get your blankie, your socks, anything warm that you may need. It's a cold, chilly day. The body temperature is going to drop pretty quickly. So just coming into Shavasana now. I like to use my bolster under my knees. I like to have my socks on, my blanket over my feet. And we're just going to come into Shavasana for the next few minutes. Just come with me, popping those feet over the bolster, getting your blankie, getting nice and warm. Getting as comfortable as you can for our resting posture. This is where the benefits of yoga integrate onto the mind, body and soul. So please come with me, lying down now, resting the body. Breathe. Melting into your mat. Returning to your breath. Bringing your attention now to your toes. Taking the breath to your feet. Inhale. Taking the breath all the way down to your body, to your legs, to your toes. Bringing your awareness to your toes, your big toe, your little toes. Breathe. Release, relax, let go. Now bring your awareness to the tops of your feet, your ankles, the soles of your feet. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax, let go. On the next inhalation, bring your awareness to your lower leg, your calf muscle, the backs of your knees, your knees. Inhale, exhale, relax, release, let go. Inhale, bring your attention now to your thighs, your body. Low. Bring your awareness now to your hips, your tummy, your buttocks. Breathe, release, relax, letting go. Allow the body to melt into the mat as we surrender and relax. And your awareness now to your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, palms of your hands. Breathe. As you exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't serve you. Release, relax, let go. On your next inhalation, bringing your awareness to your neck, the back of your head, the top of your head, your face. One last exhalation. Let go. On your next inhalation, bring some movement to your fingers and your toes. Moving your head from side to side. Bringing your knees into your chest. Taking a moment here. Just rolling side to side with your knees. And rolling over to your favorite side. Resting your head on your lower arm. Just taking a minute here to thank yourself for your practice today. There's no rush. In your own time, coming up into seated position. Bring your hands to the high heavens, hands to high prayer. Bring all the love back into your heart. Breathe. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. May I have clarity. Thumbs to your lips. May I speak my truth. Thumbs to the heart center. May I give and receive unconditional love. I honor the goddess in you that resides in me. Therefore we are one. Namaste. Thanks for coming. Thank you so much for joining me today in the beginner's class of yoga. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace be with you. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much. See you next time.